Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed and today I want to share with you my experience on how I passed the CompTIA Network Plus and Security Plus in 2025 on my first attempt for both exams. There's going to be three simple but straightforward steps. The first one is having a clear vision and purpose. Ever since I started in IT, I've had dozens of colleagues who told me that they were studying for their Security Plus or their Network Plus. 5 years later, these people still do not have their certifications. And the answer is very simple. They don't have the vision and purpose. These exams are not very difficult. They're tedious, they're time consuming to study for. It's time consuming because you have to remember a lot of acronyms and different concepts, but ultimately, these are not hard exams. These are all considered to be entry-level certifications. That's the honest truth. So you have to get real with yourself on what your vision and what your purpose is when you're studying for these exams. For myself, I'll be completely transparent with you. I wanted roles that would pay me more. I know my value. I have a vision for myself in my career. I don't want to be stuck in a help desk role making $50,000, $60,000 for the rest of my life. The second step I have for how I passed these exams on my first attempt is creating urgency. Before you even begin studying for these exams, you need to schedule your appointment. And I will schedule your exam appointment no more than 2 months of the day you're scheduling. These exams are honestly not difficult. It should not take you 6 months to study for these exams. It should take you 2 to 3 months maximum. You should not begin any studying before you schedule the exam because you're just going to be wasting your time. You require urgency, so schedule your exam, put down the money, and then you will see how well you really study. Now, as you're studying for the exam, if you see you're a week away, but you're still getting, let's say, only 60 to 70% on practice exams, then you should allow yourself to reschedule 1 to 2 weeks ahead in the future, but you shouldn't give yourself an excess amount of time because you're likely to just waste it. And you can keep doing that. I had to reschedule for my Network Plus and Security Plus 3 to 4 times on both exams because I still wasn't getting that 80 to 90% on my practice tests whenever I wanted to. So I had to reschedule, but again, I wasn't rescheduling a month away. I was rescheduling next week until I was ready. Okay, for step number 3, let's get into exactly how I study for these exams. The first thing I did was I'll go through the complete Professor Messer playlist for the Network Plus, or if I'm studying for the Security Plus, and I wouldn't do anything else until I finish the entire playlist. Then I go to Exam Compass, and that's a free website where you can take on practice exams. On Exam Compass, I would take 5 to 10 Exam Compass quizzes to test my overall familiarity with the concepts on the exam. And I would tally up all my scores between those 5 to 10 exams and get an average of what score I have. And after every single practice test on Exam Compass, I would always write down a handful of the wrong answers that I had and why the answers were wrong. And I would keep a notebook of just wrong answers I put in with the correct explanation, and I would quiz myself on those concepts. Once I would get around 70 to 80% correct on all Exam Compass tests, I would go over to ChatGPT and I would ask ChatGPT to create for me a test that will simulate with the best accuracy possible what the CompTIA exam was like. Once I started getting 80 to 90% on all of the ChatGPT exam questions, I knew I was ready for the exam. Okay, here's going to be a bonus tip for exam day. During the exam, you're going to see labs that are going to initially completely freak you out. I still don't know how I did on my Network Plus or my Security Plus labs. Those labs were extremely difficult. There's very little information. It was very unfamiliar for me, but I passed the exams. So here's how I did it. Whenever I first took the exam, my first goal was to get through the entire exam. They're going to put the labs at the beginning of your exam. You should just skip them, but just get through all of the multiple choice questions. If there's any multiple choice questions you don't feel comfortable with, flag them, and keep going. Your first objective should just be to finish the exam. And once you're able to get through all the multiple choice questions, you'll probably have 30 to 40 minutes left if you skipped all of the questions or labs that are going to take more time. With all this extra free time you have, spend it on the labs. But if you finish the labs and you only have 20 minutes left, you're probably not going to have enough time to finish all the multiple choice questions. All right, everyone, I hope that helps. Thank you for allowing me to share with you my experience on my Network Plus and Security Plus. I really hope that this is helping someone out there who is just doing some research and trying to figure out how to pass their exams for the first time as well. If you guys have any questions at all, comment down below. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.